Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. Yes guys, it is that time of the year. Seems like it come extra early this year, and that is the time of the year that Muscadines and Scuppernongs are getting ready. We are amazed. We've already harvested all of our pears. They are completely gone, which is really unusual. And then now we went and looked, and the Muscadines and the Scuppernongs are getting ready. So people ask now, Muscadines and Scuppernongs, is there a difference between them? I mean, what are we talking about here? Well, let's look at them a little bit here. Now, this is a Muscadine. Most Muscadines are usually your purple varieties. Now, there's lots of them. This one here is one I've had for probably getting close to 35 years. It was a wild one, and I moved it and tamed it and have still been keeping it. This one here, on the other hand, this is a Scuppernong. Now this is what's called a bronze or a white one. Muscadines are almost always pinkish and red or purple. Scuppernongs are almost always white in color. Now these are just a little bit early from being ready. Guys, the vines are loaded so heavy that if we don't get them off, literally they're just falling off. So rather than them just losing the Scuppernongs, now the Muscadines are ready, but the Scuppernongs are they're like a couple of days from being ready. We decided to get some off and we're using them now. Both varieties are equally just as healthy. They're both loaded with tons of antioxidants. Now the Muscadine has a little bit more anthocyanin in it than the Scuppernong does. But both of them are literally loaded with antioxidants, particularly manganese. Manganese is one of the top ones that they have in them for health benefits. Now, the question's been asked: can you do something with the seeds in them? And the question is yes. The seeds are edible in both of them. It's just that they're extremely bitter if you bite into them. Now, I don't recommend crushing the seeds in them whenever you go to use them, because they are extremely bitter. Just like the grapes, they use the seeds to make grape seed oil. I'm pretty sure, and I can't verify this just yet, but I'm pretty sure you could use the Muscadine or the Scuppernong seeds to make a oil out of, because they're both actually in the grape family. They are more of a native species here in the southern United States. Now the Scuppernongs, I have actually seen these get as big as golf balls in some varieties. Now mine aren't quite that large yet, but they do get as big as quarters and nickels. You know, they're actually really big. But in some varieties of the Muscadines, I've actually seen them, as well as the Scuppernongs, these as a golf ball. So it depends on what variety you give. Now some people ask, are they hybrids? No, they're not hybrids. It's just a cultivar that they have there. And when you squeeze the juice out, and Ms. Wanda here is using a quinoa to take the juice out. And what she does is she'll run the mandarin around and around and around in it. And what that does is it lets the juice flow down the sides into the bowl here. And because she's doing the Muscadines, the juice will take on a slightly purplish tint to it. And the residue that's left over, which will be the seeds, the pulp, and the hulls, doesn't necessarily have to be thrown away. You can actually take the pulp that's left over, and if you take the time out, you can actually take the hulls out of it, and you can actually make a Muscadine hull pie out of those.
We have a video.
We have a video about that. You can actually do the same thing with the Scuppernongs, or you can take what she's doing there. As soon as you get through with it, you can put it in a juicer steamer, and you can steam them, and you will actually get even some of the benefits out of it still. You can use that to make jelly out of. So there's lots of ways here that you can use this, and today I think Ms. Wanda's going to be making juice, and she's going to be using the juicer steamer. Now let me say this: the juicer steamer is extremely it is the extremely easy way to do it. But the juice that comes out of the juicer steamer is in no wise sweet like it is when you hand do it. When you hand do this like this here, guys, this right here is literal heaven on earth when you finish filtering it. Now, once she gets through with this bowl will probably be up pretty full once she gets through with it. We will take that and we'll put it into a quart jar. And from that quart jar, we will take it and set it in the refrigerator. Now, overnight in the refrigerator, a sediment will come in the bottom of that jar. And that is the impurities that's actually in that. And we will actually pour the juice off that's on top of it and leave the sediment in the bottom and actually throw that away because it's not very appetizing to look at, and it leaves a very crystal clear looking juice that'll have a slight pinkish tint to it that when drank, guys, I can't find anything on the face of the earth to even compare to this as to how wonderful that it actually tastes. I mean,
the first time he gave it to me, I was amazed because I've eaten these as a kid and I've had these since, but not in juice. The juice from these was amazing, but the juice from these are exceptional.
The Scuppernong
takes the cake.
Is beyond the comprehension of the mind as far as how good. In scriptures, when it talks about, in the Bible, when it talks about the new wine, that is what she has right here. This is the new wine right here. If you was to let this sit out and ferment, or add sugar to it and let it sit out and ferment, it would turn into actual wine. There's a little bit of a process that you go through. You know, it's not just simply adding sugar. You can put sugar and yeast in it, and you can actually make a very fine wine out of it. But guys, this right here,
like just the juice, and I'm going to show them the other way I make it.
We take it, and once we've completely purified it, and we put it in containers and put it in the freezer, and then during the winter months, we will thaw it out, and we will drink it for breakfast. And I'm going to tell you, it is the most energizing drink that you can get. Or you can actually do it as another way. You can take it and you can put it in ice cube trays like this, and Ms. Wanda will pop the ice cubes out and put them in Ziploc bags, and you can use them in smoothies and all types of drinks. So if you're going to drink something, need like a little uplift during the summertime, and you've got some of these, you can use the ice cubes in a glass of water and get that real sweet Scuppernong taste out of it, or Muscadine taste out of it. Many ways you can use these things, guys. They are totally God's gift to mankind for just deliciousness to eat and enjoy.
And the juicer steamer, I'm going to be just juicing them down today. I'm not making jellies. I will sit that juice in the refrigerator, and tomorrow or the next day we'll make jelly, because it doesn't take that long to make jelly, and we've got other things going on here that I can't get everything done in one day sometimes. But
do you have any that has the pulp in it right now, or have you done skimmed them all off?
I've done skimmed it all off.
Okay. Okay guys, when we talk about the impurities in it, now if I take this spoon right here and I pick that up right there, that's actually called the skimmings. This is a lot like if you've ever been around the cooking of sorghum or sugar cane or anything like that. This is the kind of stuff that comes to the top that you skim off. Now if I was to take this right here and start skimming all this back, you can see how that the juice, there's just juice underneath it. This is the impurities in it that when you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, all this stuff will go to the bottom, and then you can pour off. The clear juice will stay at the top. It's a lot like, you know how lots of times whenever you go to the grocery store and you buy like a thing of orange juice or a thing of lemon juice, it always tells you shake well before using, because all the pulp and everything has settled to the bottom of it. It's the same way with this. You know, we could leave it in there and we could shake it all up whenever we get through with it, and you can still have the pulp in it. But for what we use it for a drinking drink, or to make jellies and jams out of, it's just not desirable to have all that stuff in it. We like for it to be really clear and really clean. or if you was going to use it to make wine out of or something like that, then it would need to be really clear and really clean looking. So we take all the impurities out of it.
And the one thing with the juicer steamer, and I could dump all these in the juicer steamer and just have juice.
Yeah.
But the juice that comes out of a juicer steamer is, I don't know, it changes the flavor.
It has no sweetness to it whatsoever.
It just changes it.
It changes
so you have
totally.
to add sugar back in order.
Yeah.
And I could take and do this. I could put it in the juicer steamer.
We could.
I could add some more sugar to it and jar it as a sweetened juice.
Yeah.
But there again, you lose the naturalness of simply having this instead of, once you add the steam, it changes.
When you heat it, it actually destroys the natural sweetness in it. So just thought I'd throw that little bit out there. And Ms. Wanda's going to continue here, and she's going to continue on showing you guys all the steps that she uses the Muscadines and the Scuppernongs for.
This is the juicer steamer. We have water to right here. It has a little indentation here. And this is all stainless as far as the pot. Has its cord here with a clamp to keep anything from coming out. And you can just hook that over to the side out of the way. This is our basket. It's up here. In the bottom one we put our water, nothing in the middle one. And in the basket we're going to put the Muscadines. Then we will put on a see-through lid so you can kind of see what's happening in there. Okay, you can see here how the Muscadines have already lost most of their color here. Now they've not been mashed down or anything, they're still whole, but we're going to show you the juice. Okay, you see how pretty and red that juice is looking? We're going to let it go about 20-30 more minutes and see how much juice we get. Alright, some of that is the junk that's left once you squeezed. And this is what the juice is going to look like. We will let it sit, and you can still see it looks like it has something in it. Any of the fine particles will fall to the bottom overnight in the refrigerator. And tomorrow we'll pour off the top and leave the sediment in the bottom, and we will freeze it. You can see that the Muscadines are nothing but a shell here. Most everything's shell and seeds. That's all that's left in this. And we have some beautiful juice in here. So we're going to pour this off and let it cool because I'm not making jelly today. But look how pretty the color is.
Alright guys, this is our Scuppernong jelly. The temperature has reached 220 degrees. As you see, the bubbles are getting big. Kind of like cooking syrup in a lot of ways. We're getting ready to turn it off because it has made jelly supposedly. Alright, we have it set off the stove now. It looks like it looks pretty good. Ready to be put in jars.
And this is our Scuppernong jelly without pectin.
This is the old-fashioned way of doing it. No pectin.
And what we did, we had our juice. We had 4 cups of juice. And we had 3 cups of sugar. The sugar we put in the oven at 200 so it would be warm when we got ready for it. So we weren't adding cold sugar into a hot sauce, hot jelly. Then we boiled the juice for
20 minutes.
well, 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, 5 minutes, yes.
Then we added the sugar. And then we boiled it approximately 20 to 25 minutes till it got to 220 degrees. And you can test this with a spoon, a cold spoon, or put some in the fridge, but I can tell y'all, it looks like it's already, because you can see on here, this is already turning into a jelly-like substance. And using only 3 cups of sugar and 4 of the juice gives you more of the juice flavor, where most of your pectin jellies is calling for more sugar than juice half the time. Isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful.
And I may only have 3 half pounds, we're gonna see.
A lot of the steam, a lot of it went out with steam.
Yeah. But
Might be some left over to sample in the fridge.
yeah, I think that's gonna be our little happy for a little while. And then again, it may not.
It may not, may take it all. Let's look.
It's gonna be pretty.
Be pretty close.
I'm gonna do it this way. We ain't gonna get no happy.
Oh, no happy on this one.
You can lick the pot.
I don't think so. My tongue will stick to it.
You can take your finger and swirl it.
Look at that. That is some beautiful stuff, guys.
It's gorgeous.
Look at that. Now, how long does it water bath?
15 minutes. This is an old-fashioned way. These are the new lids, so I did not put them in hot water. I had the jars in hot water, and I just put the lids on. They were laying on the cabinet like this. We ended up with 3 beautiful jars.
Look at that. That's pretty.
Of Scuppernong jelly. Now, if you want
Now, this is the
color in
bronze.
it,
This is the bronze Scuppernong.
yeah, if you want color in it now, you can add some more yellow or something like that.
There we go.
All right, 15 minutes.
We'll put a lid on it in 15 minutes. After it starts boiling now.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait till it gets to a boil. I gotta have it where I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Steam